Hi guys, I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, um, but uh, I needed a break. Not from keto. Not for. I mean, I'm still have been doing keto, but I needed a break from YouTube, um, from Facebook. I get on Facebook a little bit, but I've um, not been on the sites the keto sites often. I needed a break from that. I was so immersed into it for a while that it was just exhausting. It really was. Um, so, but for those who don't know, uh, November 22nd was the uh, anniversary of my dad's death. Um, he's been dead, well, last November 22nd, it was a year. And so, getting around to that time, just kind of a little depressing. And so I just stopped. And then after I got over that hurdle, it was, we had Christmas, not so much Christmas, but Christmas events where me and my mom were, setting up to sell things. And we were working on trying to get products for that to sell. And so it was real busy. And then I just got out of the habit of doing YouTube. And, you know, and in all honesty, I feel like I really didn't have anything to video. I mean, my life is so boring. Um, I eat the same things just about all the time. Um, I'm gonna do a day of eating video for today. Um, you'll see I cooked bacon and eggs. That's mostly what I do every week. There's some guy walking. I'm sorry. I just watched a guy hop a fence and walk across the property that's not his. He's not the one that owns that property. Looks like he's cutting across to go to the other property on that side. It's just a field, and so he's not walking to a house. I'm not worried that he's going to steal anything. I think he's just cutting across that property, but it's fenced in, and it's trespassing. But, he's not doing anything. He's just cutting across, but I'm sorry. It's just kind of caught me off guard. Anyway, what he doesn't know is there is a pit bull that roams that property, so maybe he'll get across before that pit bull detects him. Though I don't think that pit bull would. He might. The pit bull is kind of nice. He just kind of protective, though. Anyway, sorry about that. Didn't mean to lose concentration. That just kind of. Yeah, I'm still watching him. He is walking to the other end of the fence. Let's see if he's fixing to hop. Yeah, he's hopping up over to the other side. I really can't say I blame him, because to get to where he's going over there, if he was to actually walk around, we're looking at about 4 miles. Where here is just a few yards. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought. But anyway, I really haven't had much to videotape about. Because like I said, I eat the same things. You know, I do the same things. My life is really boring. I don't know why I thought YouTube was a good idea, because I'm probably one of the most boring people I know. I don't have dramas. That was probably the most exciting thing that has happened to me in the last month. It's not really that exciting. Anyway, I just, but yeah, I needed a break. And, but I did want to get back into YouTube because I actually kind of enjoy, talking to you guys, and when somebody writes and tells me, keep up making videos, it makes me want to. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't know what kind of things I've got coming up. Like I said, I'm going to do a day of eating. I've already filmed my breakfast, which is bacon and eggs. And you'll notice in the video, my bacon, it looks like a bunch of fat pieces. And they're not slices, they're pieces. We buy bulk bacon in ends and pieces in a 3-pound bag. And it's actually cheaper than doing that than buying it by the slice. So I definitely get my fat in. Most of my fat comes from the mornings. My morning meal. And then I cook my eggs in the bacon fat grease. And then we save our bacon grease for cooking in, other things. Like really good to cook cabbage in and just whatever. Or my mom will put some in for her beans. But so I showed you, I'm trying to get the garden going. That wood was on our property. We, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I don't know. My brother-in-law had some excess wood, and my mom and dad decided we were going to go and get some of that wood and bring it back. I'm sure there was a reason for it. Don't know what that reason was. Whatever that reason was, it never got used. And so it was all piled up in the weather, and those boards are heavy. They were wet, and my arm's sore, my wrist is sore. But yeah, the boards are like 2 by 4, and one piece is even a 2 by 6 or 1 by 6. They're well seasoned. They were heavy. Had to bring them from back yonder to here, but we did that with a trailer. Brought it in, and then day before yesterday, I cut them down to size, and then yesterday I actually put it together and carried them from where I cut them to over here and done it. So that's probably the most I'm telling you, if I wouldn't have been able to do that before I started keto, I would have been able, bring one piece of wood over, sit down, take a rest. That's how bad my health was. But I did it all, put it together. My mom helped me a little bit, basically from where I had to put it on the side so I could drill holes and screw it in. She helped hold it up. She's had a head cold the last few days, so she hasn't been able to help very much. But there's a bunch of wood over there that I'm going to try. Hopefully I won't get snake bitten, and bring it over and start filling this in. My goal is to get that up and ready by the 1st of November. A lot of that will depend on the weather. It's beautiful today. Like I said, it's supposed to be in the 80s. We're up just north of Dallas. It's supposed to be in the 40s. That's been about how the weather has been here. Honey, really, what are you doing? It's just, it'll be freezing one day and nice and pretty the next. I don't think our plants know what they're doing. So anyway, okay, so keto. Yes, I've still been eating keto. Um, I'm kind of in a weight, not a stall, but kind of a. I'm fluctuating from like uh, 366 to 368, maybe 364 to 368, in that 4 pound. Not really worried about it because I notice I do this periodically and then I'll start losing again. Um, don't know why. So far, I've lost about 147 pounds. 40. I'll put the exact weight that I was last time I weighed in up here. But yeah, so I'm still losing, just kind of a little slowly now. Like I said, I'm still doing keto. I've just been not watching as many keto videos as I was, or visiting the keto Facebook groups as I was, because I think, I don't know, people have been rubbing me the wrong way, and so I found that it's just better that I backed away, and I think I've immersed myself in keto everything a little too much. Um, but I do watch the occasional videos and keep up with some of the YouTubers on here. I just don't comment as much, or just don't participate in with people much. I am an introvert at heart. Like I said, YouTube is probably the it, YouTube probably goes it well it does it goes against my nature, so I have to, I don't know, work myself up to do these videos. I was not born outgoing, and I do, like I said, I do find doing these videos a little hard sometimes, and so that's why one of the reasons I haven't been back is sooner than I should have, but I'll get back into it. It's good for me to do something that I'm not totally always comfortable with, I guess. But it does, I guess it helps that I can talk and there's nobody around. Um, I If there were people around, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this. I've seen other YouTubers that go out like in a crowd and they're like, yeah, we're doing this and this, and they're interacting with people, and I can't do that. I have been a wallflower. I will always be a wallflower. I'll be this person sitting in the corner watching everybody else, and I may engage with one or two people, but for the most part, no, I don't. I am an introvert. I am happiest when I'm sitting in my room reading my Kindle, and heaven forbid something happens to my Kindle, because I can lose my phone and be okay. I could probably lose my computer. I wouldn't be happy, but I could live. Lose my Kindle and I would freaking lose my mind. I have lost my Kindle, and I have just moved heaven and earth to find it. I'm so bad that I don't have one Kindle, I have two. Excuse me. Should have brought my water out here. But anyway, we're working on some new products for our little business. We're still doing jams. In fact, I've started making more jams. Where mostly my mom was making it. I've been making a few things. Not all successful. My last batch, I did 2 flavors, and one of them will be all right to give away to family and friends, but not okay to sell. Another one, I made a low sugar wild blueberry maple jam, and it has like way less sugar than normal jams. I've got another one that I want to do. We'll probably do next week. I'm thinking about doing it next week. I've got to make sure I find the recipe. But it is a no sugar added jam. One that I can actually eat because it will be berries. It's a triple berry, no sugar added jam. And I think it's got strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Something like that. I'll have to look it up. But it has no sugar added. So I will actually be able to have a jar of that for myself. Anyway, haven't been making very many keto baked goods because, well, I've run out of everything to make them. I'm out of almond flour. I have just a little bit of coconut flour. I don't really have many recipes that call for that. I'm just, just out of it. So when I start making things again for the farmer's market, I'll have to order some stuff for that. Been doing some dehydrating. We try to keep a pantry of items that we could eat should things happen that you can't get to the store. With it for several days. We have things prepared, and I've been doing I dehydrated cauliflower rice. It was cool. I took a head of cauliflower, which reminds me I've got a head in the refrigerator I need to check on. It's been in there for a week. I hope it's still okay. But I took a head of cauliflower flour. I riced it. I steamed it in the microwave, and then I dehydrated it. But when it was cooked, and before I dehydrated it, it was 4 cups. So one head of cauliflower made 4 cups of cauliflower rice. After I dehydrated it, I put it in the dehydrator, let it go overnight. My mom, the next morning, when because we do our dehydrating in that building over there, she went to feed the outside cats over here. They're wild cats, but she feeds them. Anyway, she went to feed them that morning, and she took up the cauliflower rice. And later that day, I went into the building looking for something. I wanted to see how it turned out. I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I could not find that cauliflower rice. And so I called her, and she told me where it was. That 4 cups of cauliflower rice turned into 1 cup of dehydrated cauliflower rice. And it went from white to a color, that color. So it was no wonder I couldn't find it, because I was looking for little white rice looking things, and I got brown bits, itty bitty bits. So I'll have to remember when I go back to, and everything I've looked up said that when you rehydrate it, it goes back to white. So I'm not concerned about the color. It's just I wasn't looking for that color. Anyway, it was in a jar like this, 1 cup jar. So I'll have to remember though when I go to rehydrate it that if I want a cup of cauliflower rice, to only rehydrate 1/4 of that. So that turned out interesting. I'll have to show you one day how it turned out. I also did somebody gave us a big spaghetti squash, and I mean we're talking about big. I actually had to cook. I normally cook those in the microwave whole. Poke holes in it, cook it in the microwave whole, because it's easier to cut that way. I can't season it beforehand, but I'm okay. I can season it after. But it's almost impossible for me to cut one of those spaghetti squash in half because they're so tough. So I normally cook it in the microwave. Like I said, poke holes in it, cook it um, until it's done. That one was too big. It wouldn't fit in. I mean, we're talking big. It would not fit in the microwave. So I had to saw it in half, and I cooked it in the oven. And by the time I got through, I had two big bowls. Well, probably about like this. Of probably about 4 cups. The bowls were about 4 cups each. So we're looking at like 8 cups of spaghetti squash. There's 2 big bowls of that. So I dehydrated that and got that for next time. When we don't have spaghetti squash, I've got it dehydrated, just ready to add hot water to it. And that turned out cool. So, yeah, we're dehydrating keto things that I can eat. Mama has plenty of beans that she's canned, carrots that she's canned. There's not much out there that's canned that I can eat. Like, I can't really do the beans. I did make up a batch of marinara sauce that we canned. And my keto chili we canned. So, trying to do more canned items that I can eat. But we're working on that. But yeah, that's basically been my life so far. Not much. And but I just want to say hi. I have not, you know, given up on keto. I haven't fallen off the keto track or truck or trailer or train or whatever you want to call it. I'm still going strong, and I'm doing better. I'm able to do more things than I was before. I just don't feel like I have much to videotape about, but I will really try harder to get things done, or to send y'all a video more often. But okay, I guess I've rambled. See, I still ramble. Anyway, I guess I've rambled on long enough. I'll see y'all later. Bye.